3, 2, 1.
And the boys are rolling here. Dudes has a new whip. Jeff has a new whip. I'm still a bum. We got the podcast going. It's freezing in the studio. Life is normal. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Other than we got a lot of stuff coming up. Stress is high. But if you got 2 new whips within the company, I think you're good because you can at least get to the stress, get to the work, get to the get to the place. Boys got winter tires on yet? I just dropped $1,000 on mine.
1,000.
Well,
you got some stuff done.
$940 for headlights, 4 new tires, and an oil change.
See, now the listeners might know if that's a good deal or not, right?
And that's the thing, they tell you, and I don't, I'm just, I go home, or it's like I pull my phone out, and I'm like, okay, is that a good deal? And I'm calling dudes. My girlfriend's calling like her dad. Is that
I'm doing the
like,
math.
we're just, all right, I guess it's good. 940, let's go. But
what did your old man say about it though? Because that's what matters.
I didn't call it. Out in Bridgewater, the service is terrible. So it's hit or miss calling him. And the lady had to kind of know. I was like, she called. I hung up the phone. I was like, yeah, just let me like talk it over, and I'll give you a call back. And I called her back within like 20 minutes because I actually called another auto place and got a quote on 4 new tires, and it was around the same. And these guys are right here, so I was like, all right, let's go with it.
It's convenient.
It's convenient, exactly.
You're going to pay a little more for that, right?
And we want to go to the cottage this weekend, so it's like you just got the tires on. You want to just get it out of the way.
Yeah, I don't have winter tires. Do you?
I do. Yeah, they actually got them put on.
Oh, on the new car.
On the new car. Oh, these ones? No, the car I'm driving now, I've had the same all seasons on for 5 years, buddy. You can't even get the tires off the...
It doesn't mean all seasons for the whole time you have the car.
It is a deceiving name, all season.
I know.
That makes you think,
Well,
every
like,
season, good to go.
It's like...
Well, that's what it does mean, but what I'm saying is I'm saying all seasons as like the first season you get it and ride the tires out to the very last season you have them. That's not what I'm saying. It's not a career thing.
I think Formula One might take my front left tire there. It's so worn down.
Pretty low.
Yeah, it's so low and worn down.
You're checking his tires out?
I'm always checking out the boys' tires, man. You got to be heads up.
He is. He's always checking.
Yeah, make sure he needs air right there, that fella.
I remember when my headlight went out, you were the guy that told, your headlight's out there. Oh, all right.
So did you just get one replaced? One headlight replaced?
Yeah, the driver's side was out. And I just got the one on the right side, the passenger side, replaced. So I was all psyched, 2 new headlights, good to go. And then Sarah's picking me up from Enfield from the road trip in Cape Breton, and she's driving out. She goes, I think one of our headlights is out, because she's driving at night, and she was right.
Headlights are super easy, too. I'm pretty sure
cheap.
It's just a bulb. Like you just rip I've done it a few times.
Dude, take one of these out.
Dude, do you remember the time we were driving back from East Hants and my headlights were like super faded and worn out, and you were like, man, I'm scared. You're like, we need to do something. I was like holding the what is it, the high beams on.
You get the flashlight out the window?
Yeah. I remember Justin was like rattled that night driving back from East Hants. I was like, nah, man, it's fine.
Well, I didn't know
you
if
just
I was
gotta drive behind someone else.
That's right.
Go work off their lights.
We could have 4 podcasts about your car, man. There's so many times I test. When you move back from Toronto and we had to drive around in your car, there's times where it's like he's in the lane that's going to exit. I'm not telling him. I'm just waiting to see if he's going to get over to the left to see to go straight.
Yeah, well, that's just my driving. That's not the car.
Yeah, it's something with you. But
one time I raged at Justin on the way to the Joe. When we were having a hard time. I remember you were giving me a hard time, and I was like, dude, shut the fuck. I was like, shut up. I was like, I'm driving you out here. Give me a break. That was only the one time I snapped on you.
No, I'm going to push you till the fucking wheels fall off, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm going to push you. But hey, look at you now. You got a new car, so you're good to go.
Yeah. Same license, new car.
best.
Same skills, new car.
Hopefully my car drives better for me. So.
Oh, well, yours is brand new off the lot. I mean, mine's used, but I do own it, so that's the good thing. No payments on it.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
When
relief.
you're in this industry, you're not trying to take the monthly payments.
Yeah,
you get paid in lump sums.
Yeah, man, my payment comes out tonight. Speaking of which, so thank you for that. Actually,
Yes. Good start.
I would have been minus $200 in the account.
Let's go.
Yeah, new cars are fun, sweet. No winter tires. I got all seasons, but I'm a good driver, right? So.
How's the Christmas gift going? I know you're a very thoughtful Christmas gift guy. How's that going with you?
I prefer to do my Christmas shopping last minute when it's literally all guys in the malls.
Really?
Man, it's just so chill. Like right now I've gone to the mall a few times.
Yeah.
But it's just people are buzzing around and it's just like I'm just not feeling it. But when you go late, it's all guys doing the same thing. I forgot about this, or I gotta go get this. And you're sitting in a line, you're chatting it up with the other fellas and stuff. It's so relaxed. No one's in a rush. There's no, excuse me, sorry about that. No, you go ahead. It's not like jumping in line and all that craziness. But I'm a little bit ahead of the game this year.
Yeah.
I just tried to spread out my gift buying instead of doing it all at once and kind of going through all that money at once.
Yeah.
But I find it's hard, man. I find it's hard to buy for the female.
Year after year, too.
Yeah. And especially where
how many sweaters can you buy?
You're kind of at a point. I actually stay out of the clothes game for the most part.
That's all I know.
But it's, I don't know, man. I think her and I are both at a point, too, where if we really truly need something, we just go get it, you know? So it's not like...
Must be nice.
Well, it's just like we never need anything crazy. It's like, you know, some dope or something like that, or a bottle of wine or whatever, right? But you just go get it. But we like to treat ourselves too, you know. Like you're the same. We do a big job or something like that. You go out and treat yourself to something like that. So that's like, it kind of like takes away some of those options. Yeah. You know, but no, I don't mind Christmas. I used to not like it, but I like giving gifts and seeing people's reactions and stuff now as I get older.
Yeah. Pressure's on now. Gift giving. Like if you don't have anything. That's what girlfriends and wives are good for. Sarah got all of our stuff. I just sent her half the money type thing. You know?
Yeah, that's the exact scenario I'm into. Yeah. So, we got her that.
Oh, we got her that? Great.
But you know what's great about that is that morning, you're like, oh, what did we get them? You know?
Yeah,
you're like, oh, that's sick. We got you that? Yeah. And it's the ongoing joke in our family now because everyone knows that Lise just buys the gifts and, you know, and I just tag along.
The one thing I look forward to about Christmas is the relaxing side of it. But I just, boys, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we're relaxing, are we?
No, it's pretty high stressed. Honestly, though, I tried to put it lightly, but it's not.
I'm dreaming about like every night about this, you know, about the next few months. Like, just like go to bed thinking about it, have a dream about it, wake up thinking about it, how we're gonna do it. Yeah.
So I was it was my birthday weekend last weekend, and I was driving. We went out for dinner with like the buddies, like Burke, Kev, and all the girlfriends. And I was on my way to the gym just to melt in the sauna. And wasn't going to work out. It's my birthday. I'm not lifting anything. I'm going to sit there and melt.
Lifting cake.
But as I'm driving, I get an email from Roger saying, you owe $480 because you didn't return your phone on the recycle program term. Because I'm on like a recycle thing. Like you just get it for 2 years, give it back, you get a new one. And I completely disregarded all the calls. Roger's calling you. I'm not picking up. What do you want to talk about? I pay my bill. Leave me alone. So they're obviously calling me to remind me. Idiot. So I get that email. I'm halfway to the gym, so I go, all right, I'll hook a right to the mall because there's a Rogers in the mall.
Clearly.
And I go in and I talk to the guy. I go, hey, what's up? My name's Justin. I got this email. Is there anything we can do? Disregard the $480 and I can just get a new phone and I'll commit for another 2 years. The guy goes, absolutely. No problem. The phone doesn't look damaged, but with the recycle program, the phone has to be perfect. Like it can't be damaged. Nothing can happen. So this is at like 4:30. I got dinner at 7. So I got 3 hours. I'm not stressing. I'm just like, all right, I'll be in the mall for a couple minutes. New phone, birthday, maybe still have time to go melt in the sauna. Life's good. But I take the case off the back, and there is a little crack on the back. So there's a little, you know, I'm honest too. Like I'm an honest person. I told him, yeah, there's a little something on the back, but I didn't know about this recycle program. And
when you signed up for it, you didn't know about it?
To be quite honest with you, I didn't even know I was in the program until my birthday. So I take the case off. I show him the back. I show him the crack. He goes, Justin. Me and him are buddies at this point. He goes, Justin. A really good guy, Andrew. Shout out to him. And he goes, all right, Justin, look, I can't take this back. Like, it's part of the deal. You signed the contract. When you return the phone, no cracks, nothing. And I go, okay, well, what do I do? Like, what do we do? Because he goes, Justin, give me a sec. Let me figure this out for you. So he goes across to one of those kiosk for one of those guys. You know, they fix
Cellcon or whatever.
Cellcon, you know, these guys and
cases.
They cases everywhere.
Phone Island. That's what I call it.
Sure, Phone Island. So he goes over and he talks to one of these guys, and they look like I'm watching their conversation. I'm like, oh, they're all smiling. Everything looks good. Like he's gonna come back, give me some good news. Comes back. He goes, all right, listen, here's what we're going to do. See that guy over there in Phone Island? He can do it for $140. And, you know, I'm budgeting dinner that night, $140. I'm like, all right, well, there goes my dinner, but I'll have to double up on it, whatever. I can't be paying $480 for a new phone.
No.
So I go, all right, let's do it. Let's bite the bullet. So I go over and talk to Phone Island. I go, hey, how you doing? I was just talking to Andrew from Rogers. He sent me over here. Let's make a deal, $140. He goes, oh, $140. No. I'm not doing an accent. He's from India. He goes, this is going to be $160. I go, this is iPhone 12 Plus.
160, big difference.
160. I'm like, okay, like, no problem. Let's just get it going. How long is it going to take? I got a dinner in 3 hours. It's my birthday. I even chucked that out there. It's my birthday. Give me a little something.
You never
here.
talk about your birthday.
Yeah,
but when times, you know, I never chuck the birthday card out, but I need this.
Yeah, play the card.
Play the card. He goes, I could do it an hour, but it'll be a record speed. Like, I've never done an hour, but I could try an hour. It's your birthday. I'll try. I'm like, all right, man, an hour. Let's go. Fine. So first thing that comes to mind, I got to kill an hour. An hour's not enough time to go to the gym, melt in the sauna. So I'm looping it in the mall. Half an hour in, I'm thinking it's flu season. Why am I looping it in the mall right now, you idiot? 45 minutes goes by. I start to feel a sniffle. Something's going on. I'm paranoid.
Okay, chondriac.
So I stop looping and I just post up. But I don't know if you guys have ever been in the mall. People who post up, they don't look the best. It's kind of creepy. You're a weirdo. I got my bright yellow Patagonia jacket on. I'm standing out like a sore thumb. I'm right next to the food court where, like, you know,
everyone's at.
And there's just kids running around and you're just there. You don't have a phone, so you can't put your head down. You're forced to look around. You know? And of course you run into some people. Justin, what are you doing here? You know, I'm waiting for my phone. It's just, it's what it is. So an hour goes by. I go back. Hey, is it ready? No, sorry. No, not record time yet. Almost still an hour. So it's an hour in the mall. It's not fun.
It's not fun.
2 hours goes by. It must be ready. No, not ready. 2.5 hours. Finally, the thing is ready. At this time, I'm melted. Like, I don't even need the sauna.
Were you mad?
I was livid.
Yeah. What were you doing?
I'm just sitting there waiting for this guy. I'm sitting there just waiting. And at this point, like, I got a workout in. I didn't sit the whole time. I'm standing for 2.5 hours. At 31 years old, that's a workout. Just standing.
Old fella.
Well, fuck. You know that mall air?
Oh yeah.
It's not fresh. It's just.
It's a germ tube.
You feel infected already.
Yeah, especially if you're thinking about it. That's the only time I ever feel sick is when I'm like, oh man, I could get sick, and then I'm like, what's that in my throat there? But you know, I'm a smoker.
It goes 160 plus tax. You know, it came out to 180 something, 87.
So not record time.
Not record time.
Also, this has been on my mind the entire story.
Yeah.
Was he fixing the crack so that you could return the phone?
Correct. So I made sure that Rogers was still going to be open. I thought they were just, in an hour. Perfect. This Andrew guy's still going to be working. So here's the kicker. I go back. Andrew's not there. He's done. His shift's done. So I have to go back and I go, hey, I was talking to Andrew. Did anyone relay the story of what happened? Like, hey, he was going to give me a sick deal, a new phone, and the guy I'm talking to was like, what's this guy talking about?
That Andrew guy doesn't actually work here.
Yeah, just like, so I'm sitting there panicking. I'm like, okay, come on. Like, I was talking to this Andrew guy. He was going to hook it up, give me like $150 store credit. He was going to, give me a free case, all this. I'm like, and the guy's looking at me like, who's this guy in the yellow jacket looking? I don't know. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes from the back, my hero. I think his name was David. Made that up. I don't know what his name was. Let's just say it's David. He goes, oh, you're the guy I was talking to. You're about Andrew. I go, yes, that's me. I'm the guy. I'm him. He goes, follow me. So we go to the back. Get to skip the line of everyone trying to get these deals for Christmas. Skip the line. Go right to this guy, David. Hooks it up. I'm pissed off. I got a dinner in 30 minutes. Let's go. Let's wrap this up. The problem was the backup. I got a bunch of sick photos on here with McKinnon, like just a bunch of stuff you don't want to get rid of. He goes, I can't do it here. It'll take longer than 30 minutes. It's going to be like another hour. I go, I can't do that. I got to go. So I had to risk it. I don't know if I backed everything up on this computer. Turns out I did. Thank God. Come home. Don't shower. Chuck on a little deodorant. Make it to the dinner on time. New phone.
Birthday.
Mall air infected in me. Birthday. Phone Island, Rogers. Happy birthday.
Oh man,
that's my birthday.
That sounds miserable.
We must be at an hour.
Was that a long story? I had to land the plane there. My bad.
No, it was a great story because I can totally. I just little things like that just get to me.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing you can do, and I'm always the one around here preaching just control what you can control. But in those scenarios, you can't do anything.
Last birthday, we were mall at Walmart. No one wanted to talk to us.
Oh, yeah, that was garbage. It's my birthday. I'm going to be going. I guess I should be doing better things, he says. Yeah, that's a tough one. You don't like the birthday, eh?
No, not past 30.
Why is that, though?
Because attention's drawn to you, even though my job is to draw attention to me. But birthday, for some reason, it's not one you just, I don't know. I guess maybe because you have to reply. Thanks.
You have to do stuff?
Thank you.
Are you scared of getting older? Does that play into it?
No, I don't mind getting older. Life is about like tricks to the code, and the older you get, the more tricks you figure out.
Yeah, vet presence.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're figuring stuff out along the way. Like you should
sounds like something an old person would say.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I get you though. But you know what I find too is, like you said, when your job is literally to draw attention, in the times that you're not working, the last thing you're trying to do is draw attention.
Yeah.
That's all I tried to do from like 16 to 25 was just like draw attention to me and my buddies or whatever the whole time. And it was like, as soon as we started doing this and we started to be on camera and stuff like that, I was like, I am trying to be as low key as possible in between those moments.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But now it's the job to draw attention.
Yeah, I used to want to be on TV. Like, even when I started university, I was like, oh yeah, I want to like be a host, have my face out there, you know, recognizable. And now I'm just like, yeah, I don't care.
Sit me
It doesn't matter to me. Like, I just want to work, you know, work hard. Like, it does not bother me at all to like not be posted all over the place.
Same. I used to get mad at the beginning of this. I'm like, how come I'm never on camera?
Yeah,
I'm always the camera guy. And then I see myself on camera, and I'm like, that's why I'm never on camera. Face for radio. That's what I got.
You can be on camera as much as you want.
No, it's just at the beginning you don't even know what you're doing, you know, because you ran this business without a phone plan for the first while. We had to like go get Wi-Fi. We went to the NHL draft. We'd have to go to the library to get a Wi-Fi so we could call people.
You can find Wi-Fi in the craziest places on this earth.
Even in Boston, Billy'd be like, just
drop me off at Fenway. They got Wi-Fi.
Drop me off at McDonald's so I can get Wi-Fi for a bit. And Billy and I would just go.
It's better now too. I remember when Wi-Fi was first coming around, and my dad had his first Linksys hooked up in the house, and I was like, "What is this?" Sitting on my PSP trying to hook up the internet. I'm like, "What is this?" And now, like, it's so funny to think back to that. And now it's just like you can go
share it. You can go
anywhere. You can share it in half a second.
It's in your car.
You got locked. Remember when Wi-Fi was never locked? Like public, like there used to never be passwords for Wi-Fi. Yeah. When it first became really big, like you could find like hook onto someone's house, and now every single Wi-Fi you'll see will have like a password on it.
Wow.
Even like the open McDonald's ones, you have to go in through their browser, put in your emails, you know, commit any hotel, anything like that. Before it was just like people just didn't know enough about it to care.
I'll be shopping in Sobeys sometimes, and I'll be like, "Why isn't my phone buzzing?" I'll usually get a buzz every couple minutes, and it connects automatically to the Wi-Fi, but you got to go on the internet, click accept, and then like I can't accept calls or anything.
Yeah,
I'm a Wi-Fi off guy all the time.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I don't really
big data plan.
Well, it's just a big company plan, but it's I don't really find like my attention span is very long. So if I browse, it's like 3 or 4 swipes, and then I'm like, close it out.
It is what it is.
Put it away or whatever. Yeah. But at home, like obviously if I'm there and it automatically connects, but anywhere's in public and stuff. And the other thing is privacy. Like the privacy's changed for everything. That's why everything's locked now, because people run their credit cards and their debit cards and their PC Optimum and their air miles all through their phones.
Yeah.
So if you have an open Wi-Fi network, the hackers are getting better with technology. Like they're just going right into your shit.
That's what I was nervous about getting the new phone, was backing it up, because it's crazy how much is on this phone. Everything. Yeah. All your cards, contacts, photos, memory, just
messages.
Any
message.
Contacts, man. I got some big names in here, like humble brag, but like you just don't want to lose those contacts.
Dude, yeah. That would have been a disaster if you lost your phone, man.
Yeah, man. It's
I do it every couple months with my hard drive. I just throw everything from my phone onto my hard drive, and I label it and put it like it'll just be like DOUDS 2022 or some shit.
Yeah, that's a great thing. That's smart.
And then you just go back, because then if something happens, because they're phones, like that's the one problem with it all, is that we all expect it to work perfectly all the time, at every time.
Yeah.
And that's just not the reality of it. Phones, they go to shit. And
I'm gonna buy a new one. I'm gonna get the new iPhone here.
I'm paying you guys too much. Holy
smokes.
Right. Getting a phone, a car.
You wish.
Holy smoke! Guys wearing Calvin Klein right here, Patagonia. Like, holy
Patagonia. That must be your old jacket, is it?
Yeah, he took it from me.
Hand me up.
Actually, this was a Facebook Market find.
Had a baby.
And it was not me who found it. I just showed up with the money.
Has anyone tested to make sure Ovechkin's human?
No, we should. Or
someone's taking his blood.
I mean, I don't know if you want to take his blood. Just Demorier's
raised in Russia.
800.
There's no argument that he will surpass it, right? He's like in the sense that Crosby, I think, will get better in assists as he gets older. I think Ovechkin is only going to ramp up the goals as he gets older, if that makes sense. Just from the position where he stands in on the power play on the left there and shoots it. Like, it's not like his goals are...
And goal scoring.
Swing to the
goal
middle.
Scoring is up a lot in the NHL the past few years. So, like, for him to get 40 is, like, not a big deal at all. Like, meanwhile, like, if it was 2015 where, like, the highest point scorer had 87 points, then it's tough. But now it's, like, he scored 3 last night, and he had 4 empty netters in the 4 before that.
He does score a lot of those, is what they say, in power play goals. But the weird part for me is there's no secret to where he's at. You know, like that's where he's posting up, but it's in such like a shitty spot for defenders that if you get up there, then the whole slot's open, so you literally have to leave him there. It's like Stamkos does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's wild. Do you know how many shots that guy's probably taken from there? What do you think his shooting percentage is?
That's a good question.
Oh,
He's got 800 goals, but how many shots do you think that guy has ripped
I think
at the
a good
net?
shooting percentage is like 20, isn't it? Like a McDavid.
I would
one
say
be
probably
like
in a
20.
season, but like career-wise, I wonder
career
what
it would have to be lower than that.
how crazy is it that the owner of the team said they're not going to worry about a rebuild until Ovechkin reaches the goal mark of beating Gretzky. He's more worried about Ovechkin getting that goal mark. I'm not blaming him. I think that's incredible.
Great marketing.
But he doesn't care about a rebuild. He just cares about Ovechkin getting that plateau, which is crazy because you got to think like Ovechkin's given so much to that city his whole career in Washington, and it's nice for the owner to come back and say, yeah, okay, we'll do this for you. Forget about a rebuild. We'll make sure you get the record and pass Gretzky.
And they always bring the team into it too. Like if you listen to anything about Gretzky scoring, they said Gretzky scored this many back with the Oilers.
Yeah.
Back with the Oilers in the 80s with the Oilers. It's a
Oh,
big marketing plan for
Oilers
Washington.
The Oilers almost
Because no one's going to worry
moved.
about the rebuild, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the fans want to win, and we see that because hockey fans are nuts. There's a fight every second night in the stands. But it's like at the end of the day, if that's what's going to bring people into the seats and that's what's going to make the dollars,
It's a business.
then that's our rebuild. We're going to rebuild the finances.
I think, it's true. Right?
Yeah.
Jerseys.
Everything.
They always say that Pittsburgh got gifted Crosby because they were about to get moved out of there if they didn't get him, right?
Yeah,
right.
Crosby
Changed the whole thing.
Yeah,
Crosby
changed
built them a new
everything.
arena. Same with McDavid. And
Yeah,
Edmonton.
McDavid and that, like all these Gretzky, like they almost moved the Oilers a bunch of times back in the day, but they had like the best dynasty ever, so it saved them.
They couldn't, yeah.
I think what's incredible, I think it has been hit on the head multiple times, but Ovechkin getting these goals, knowing how well trained these goalies are and how much bigger the equipment is. If you go back during the pandemic on Sportsnet, they showed the games back in like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and you look at some of the goalies' gear, you look at some of the goalies' positions, how they're pretty much out at the hash marks. And you look at the goalies now, just huge in net. They're eating the right things. They're training. They're ready to go at training camp. And Ovechkin just doesn't care. He just puts another 800 past this era of goaltender. I think that's kind of that can't be hit on the head enough. It's incredible what he was able to do. 800 alone, and he most likely will pass.
800 is wild. Like even to play 800 games is nuts in the NHL, but to score 800 goals is even crazier in my mind.
Yeah.
I was listening to something on the way in, 32 Thoughts, and they were talking about this, the era of goal scoring and how there's so many more goals in the game these days. And I think it was Todd McClellan they had on, and he was talking about how all the rule changes that have happened over the last like decade or so or post-lockout have been to create player safety, which obviously has to happen, and to create offense by little things like limiting where the goalie can play the puck and all these little small things. And he said now we're in the era where we need to change the rules for the goalies so that they can benefit more, because we're seeing 8-1 and 6-1, and that's what the fans want, but the teams, they hate that. Like the coaches hate losing 6-1 in the goal scoring
But they
era.
just made the pads and everything smaller last season. Like this is the first full year with the smaller pads and everything, and
Did you hear Cassie
so
Campbell's
they're
take
going
last
back and
night on it?
forth.
Cassie Campbell's take was bring back the 2-line passing. The panel froze.
Well, yeah.
She brought back the 2-line passing because she thinks it's too quick. There's too much physicality. Players are getting hurt. There's too much speed. There's too much goal scoring. She goes, let's cut out the red line. The panel froze, boys. Froze. Usually you'll just kind of laugh it off and go, oh yeah, it's a good one. My take is there was an actual pause for a second. Just what? Just
what
like
I
now.
got from that, this is what I got.
Did you
from
watch that? Did you see it?
Oh, and I'm happy I didn't, because I would not have a TV. There's too much hockey going on, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Too much hockey.
Well, she was bringing up the physicality point, saying it's too rough. Guys are getting too hurt.
It's
It's
getting
not
back
rough
into the
enough.
rough spot. They talked about that on Chicklets, how the past few years there's been nothing like that, and now guys are finally starting to really hit and make it guys who can just don't score all the time are making it back in the league.
I hate to break this to you, but the only way to stop the speed of today's game is body checking.
Yeah.
Hit to separate, pin guys. You can't. You think you're gonna poke check McDavid coming at you 100 miles an hour? He's doing
The
east and
the
west.
stick in there, just...
R1, no.
R1.
You can't stick lift. No, you're not stopping him. He's gonna blow by you. Hit him.
Anyways, that was a topic last night. I froze
That
for
made
a
me
second.
mad.
It was one of those things where like you're watching, but you're not really watching, and you hear it, and you just do a double take. What?
Yeah, I think hockey's in a decent spot right now. Like, you know,
I think it's in a great spot.
Like, you got a lot of scoring. I mean, I know not everyone will love that, like the
That's what
coaches
the
that you
fans
said,
want.
but I think it's better. You know, the physicality is going up. The parity in the league is good. You never know who's going to win this year. It's not like the Lightning running over everyone anymore.
Or the Detroit, the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. The owners meeting was just down in Florida. Did you hear what Gary Bettman had to say about the digital advertising on the boards?
He totally made that up. He's like, people actually find it good to watch with these boards. Like, no.
Yeah, that's with all the money going in your
Yeah,
pocket.
that's never been
He goes,
said
you're trying to
once.
fix a problem that doesn't exist. It's like, kind of exists. It is distracting. Like, it doesn't make me want to skip the dishes, but it makes me, what's moving around there? It does.
When Draisaitl gets eaten up by the boards, like in the middle of the play, and you miss, and half his leg is being covered by like a friggin' skip the dishes ad.
I don't really notice it. Like,
Really? No?
I got one of the worst attention spans probably in the city, and I don't
In
find
the city.
and those don't distract me at all. Like the odd time I'll be like, you know, they're going around the net, and all of a sudden the board's moving. You're like, whoa.
When it's
okay.
moving, when there's
Nah, I don't
literally
give a shit.
moving things on the boards, it doesn't distract
I'm
you.
so
Like,
locked into the game, I don't see that stuff, man.
this man's a student of the game.
No, I'm an observer of everything. Like, I love looking in the stands. I love looking at the play. I like looking at the boards. I like looking at the I'm a fan of the whole television production.
Yeah, I can see that. Definitely especially from a business standpoint for you. I don't, you know what I find? I don't really watch as much anymore as I like to do things like work while the game's on.
Yeah.
And I think I'm so like in tune with commentators and like color commentators and just their ways of describing games. I think that's where my head goes now. So maybe they don't distract me because my eyes aren't on it as much.
I see what you're saying.
I mean,
Right?
the Leafs disappoint you so many years, right? In a
I mean, they're
row.
on
You
a
can-
heater
you
right
can
now.
You can only take so much. That's fair.
Yeah, you don't watch. You know what? It's kind of right. Like in playoffs, sometimes I'll be sitting there watching it and I'm like,
Yeah, you are.
and
You are
just,
like
you're
that.
just kind of like creeping. I don't know why
Well,
I get so nervous, and I'm not
Yeah.
one of those like crazy fans. Like if you disrespect the Leafs, I'm like down your throat. I'm like, you know, like
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
But I just like I just love hockey, man. Like that's just what it boils down
It's
to,
a great
and that's a
sport.
good way to do it. You know, plus Marner's on a heater, so
I know playoff games.
Same amount of points as Nugent Hopkins.
Who?
it's pretty gutless. to say.
Marner and Nugent Hopkins, same amount of points this year.
Yeah, but Nugent Hopkins is
Yeah.
number 1 overall pick, and Marner's like 16. So
No, he's like 4. Was he the same year as McDavid?
He was the same year as McDavid. It went.
yeah, see, that's a tough one.
No,
Mc-
because
Wait.
Strome went 3rd.
Strome went 3rd.
Marner went 4th.
Who went second? Was it one of the Florida guys who went second?
Yeah,
I don't even
Ekblad.
know. No, Ekblad was first.
Okay, so then
Barkov?
went McDavid.
Barkov. I
Strome
thought
went
Barkov was
second?
McKinnon's year.
What year was this? We're gonna find this out right
2015.
now.
Either way, I think the topic of this conversation, hockey's in a great spot right now.
Jack
man.
Eichel.
Oh yeah,
Eichel,
That's
yes.
stupid of me. I should have known they went head to head. But
Ikesy.
yeah.
Boys, just tow his car. It's Jack Eichel.
You'll never guess who went 6th though that year. See, I love these when you look
Oh,
back.
me too. I'll sit there at night and just like for an hour just look through old
If you
drafts.
guys can guess this, I'll literally give you what's in my bank account.
Let's go.
Who went 6?
Yeah,
$20. What is it?
I never.
Oli
said that.
Levy.
Wait, what was the question? What was the
Who is it?
The question is who went 6th overall the same year McDavid went first.
It wasn't O'Levy. That was the Puljujärvi
Who the
year.
is O'Levy?
Went to
6th?
Vancouver.
Yeah. There's no way you're getting it. There's like
Yeah, but I'm good at this. I'm good
you
at
do
random.
give random guesses.
I'm
yeah.
good at random guesses.
I'll
Michael
honestly be
Nicole.
pissed if you get it. Like I will be.
Just give me a sec here.
Yeah, no worries. We got all the time in the world. This is our production.
Yeah.
See, all the people listening right now are pulling up their
know,
phone and
I
they're
know.
going,
Some of them know. Like Coleman's probably like, Jesus Christ, Charlie.
Jesus
Like,
belly.
Yeah.
Christ Almighty.
I know. It's like when you watch
Uh,
a trivia show and you yell at
yeah.
the screen.
Family Feud.
Yeah.
I told you it was shoes.
Okay, I'll
then you get the
go.
next 10 wrong.
I'll go. I'll go.
This guy.
I'll go. Connor Brown.
That's not a terrible guess, but it's Pavel Zacha
To New Jersey.
to New Jersey. Yes.
Yeah.
Timo Meyer was in that draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mooseheads.
First rounders coming out of the.
That's
Mooseheads.
crazy because like
the Moose are a factory these days.
Nick Merkley, 30th the first round to Arizona. Heard of him? I heard of Mercules.
Yeah. No, he has a brother too.
Does he?
Nick Merkley. I think he played on Kelowna.
Gabriel
Nick Merkley did.
Carlson. Like
So let's let's. Do you want to talk about Kidney?
getting snubbed from the World Jays. Is that what you're
Well,
talking about?
there's so much debate. You can't say snubbed.
Well, the guys that got cut.
We don't
snubbed.
know. Okay, sure. I thought I took. What does snubbed mean? Snubbed means he should
Well,
have.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Snubbed.
from my personal opinion, yeah.
We don't know the extent of the injury.
No,
do
that's
you?
what,
I know you
that
have
was what I was going to say, was that I don't have any actual hockey analysis on the situation. I couldn't comment on how well he played. I couldn't comment on how well he tried out. We didn't get to see it. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I got to interrupt you. What of a opportunity kind of wasted for U Sports?
Call the boys. We would have done it.
Just gets even. Yeah, sure, even us.
Yeah.
Just
so we can watch.
You know, if you're TSN, how do you not kind of just chuck that on TV? How do you?
It'd be such a good look for
the talent
to Canada.
Oh
here.
my God, U Sports, the best hockey around here. It's better than the Q. Everyone knows that. It's no secret. Anyways, I thought it was there was a tweet out there. I like just wasted opportunity for that. Anyway, sorry. Keep going back to Mr. Kidney.
Yeah. So for my opinion, and there's millions of them out there, as you can see. You know, as a Halifax native, especially now as an East Hants resident, I think, you know, my selfish opinion was that he should have been there. You know, he played in the Summer World Junior team, if I'm not mistaken, where they won gold, which was a weird situation altogether. But, you know, you want to see that local guy. And it seems every year for the last little while we've had a Nova Scotia or a Newfoundlander.
There was a Newfoundlander there.
Yes,
yeah.
Zach Dean.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So it's an extra guy to cheer for. But just, you know, in Halifax, he's a 19-year-old. He's an NHL draft pick. You know, I think he's a guy that you could place. You know, he's a scorer by nature. But I think he's a guy that plays both ends well enough that you could get him in the lineup and play him in a bottom six role, which would then become secondary scoring.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and here's the big thing for me, and like I said earlier here, was that I'm an East Hants resident now. To put a guy on a team from Enfield, how many people do you think over the course of the tournament would have searched where Enfield was, other than if they know classified, right?
Yeah.
So that's for me, and I know this, you know, minor hockey in East Hants, I'm involved somewhat in that, and you know, we just don't have as many kids as everybody else to compete. So when you see something like that in real time, I just thought that would be really cool. Think of all the East Hants kids that could have went to the Metro Center and seen him play, or watched him play on TV and heard Enfield. You know, like that's where I'm from. So like this can be done. So that's kind of where I think I'm getting a little softer as I get older, is that's my opinion. And like, you know, I got to know his brother over the summer, huge beauty, plays for Acadia, Liam. And, you know, you just want to see local people succeed at the end of the day. But, you know, I'll say it's bullshit. I would have loved to have him on the lineup. But you can say that about any guy that got cut.
I think him and Dumais got a tough bounce, man. They had two guys from the NHL come down, and Wright and Gunther. So that's two spots on the top six taken away by scorers. And then the bottom six, the Oilers draft pick, Reed Schaefer, who plays in the WHL, is like a power forward grinder, and he made it. And like no one ever thought he was going to make it at the start of the year. So that's like, you know, like even Oilers fans like didn't think he was going to make it. So I think Team Canada just went with like a top six of pure skill and then a bottom six of just like grind it out type of hockey. And that's where Kidney and Dumais were like, just kind of got screwed over a little bit in that sense. But I know the personal connection because Peter Delivatore, my buddy, he got cut from it a few years ago. And I remember I was pretty rattled about that. And that was like another Bedford kid, right? So you kind of get like, it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems like whenever you want one guy to make it, they just don't.
Yeah.
Dumais and Kidney were the two guys
I
everyone
see the
wanted.
Dumais part of it just because he'll get another shot or two. And originally he wasn't even on the radar. And the coach said it the best for the Mooseheads. I've never read a better response to something like that. He's like, you know, first off, he never was on the radar. And then he got invited by his hard work. And what he's been doing has been paying off. He's like, he's going to have another shot at it. But I think what you said, too, is like he might come back and just be an even bigger beast.
Yeah.
And I think that's part – I'm not going to say they cut him to test him. But like sometimes you do look back and you go, okay, well, didn't make it this year. How did he play after? You know, did it completely crush him, or did he just like elevate to a level you were like, we made a mistake?
It's just like when you get like dumped by a girl. It's never happened to me, but whenever you get dumped by like a girl, it's just like, you know, how much harder do you work? How much, you know, it's like, all right, I'll show you.
No, you're right.
You don't think I'm worth?
You kind of want to beat the person, especially if you got like competitive blood. You just want to like beat them or like show them like you made a mistake. Right?
You made a mistake. You think you're funny. You think that's that's my livelihood.
You don't want to talk to me anymore? All right. I'll show you what you're missing.
Yeah, you don't want to come over Netflix and chill? Okay, sounds good. Watch this.
What a situation we're in to have to be able to debate about players making the team. They go to a place like Latvia where it's like your top 5 players are automatically on the team. Like, you know who's going to be there. But in Canada, they say it's one of the hardest teams to make in hockey. There's so much talent.
I like what Mason McDonald said yesterday too. Hockey Canada knows what they're doing when it comes to winning hockey games.
Yeah.
They know what their bottom 6 role. They obviously, we all both know what a top 6 role is, but bottom 6 role, it's a little different.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little different.
It's different these days too, because even we got to grow up and watch the World Juniors where it was your top 2 lines were scoring, your third line was a mixture of both, and your fourth line was just crashing bodies.
Yeah, you got Jordan Tutu out there back in 2003, just banging bodies.
Exactly. Just out there, dump it up in the air, and by the time the puck lands, you're there to kill them.
Yeah.
It was hit, dump, and kill back then. But the fourth line now is like a guy you want to be defensively responsible, good in the face-off dot, good penalty kill, like.
Yeah, that breed of hockey player I don't think will ever die. Just the defensive responsibly, the defensive response. Jesus, Justin. Defensively responsible. There we go. Yeah. Long day, no food, 2 coffees.
Literally no food. We've been working all day just on all this shit. Just no time to eat today.
I want to go back to the kidney thing for a sec because I forgot about this in my rant. But there's a bunch of guys like, Campbell coached them and Jeff Fraser, who's a big coach in East Hants. He does a ton of stuff, fast pitch, just everything. Yeah. And they coached them. So you can, even when you talk to those guys about this guy, you can see, the passion for them. Not in a weird way, just I guess Jeff, back in the day, the East Hants team, they were sick one year. They won everything. They had kidney and all these top prospects. And he was just he dominated back then, but you know how it goes. Back at that age, you can easily digress. When you're the top dog at 13, it's easy to not be. But he continued, and he wasn't always the star player. He still has to grind, and that's what makes me mad about it, was that he could have fit him in my opinion, in the whole lineup. But you can see, a lot of the community are behind him, man. They loved him, or they love him. Sorry.
I just hope I've never met him, but I just hope he's strong, man. That hurts. Your hometown, that I'm sure he went to the Moosehead games his whole life growing up, that Scotiabank Center, Metro Center, however you want to say it. That's an emotional attachment, and it'll never be back. It will, in his lifetime.
He's strong, man.
It just, it'll never be back. I don't know. Maybe I'm not strong. I almost shed a tear for
broken.
him. Think about it.
It crushed me, and I never even met him. So
you just talk about perfect timing.
Yeah.
And perfect timing, and it just it's a tough one for sure. And I just hope if he's listening, anyone's listening, stay strong. You got brighter days ahead of you. You'll be eating poutine in Montreal in no time.
Relax. I always try to just make my head. I'm just it's just because of the injury. They didn't want to make it worse. Because you can't take a guy that's injured. You just can't.
No.
Right. But the beauty part of the story is you tried to go back out. Because you would. Maybe you wouldn't. But.
What's that scene in Miracle? What's the scene in Miracle where the guy's on the crutches and he's looking at the ice? And the coach comes out. He goes, "All right, you're coming to Lake Placid." He goes, "Don't mess with me, Hub. Don't mess with me, Hub." I swear to God,
O'Callahan or whatever.
O'Callahan. I swear to God, Hub, you're messing with me. He goes, "All right, get on the bus," and then he just goes there and goes, "Yeah,"
with the crutches.
I was just picturing. I was like, that would be it, but I guess not.
It would be cool.
Don't mess with me, Hub. But yeah.
Anyways,
I'm glad we touched on that.
It'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
High Button will be all over it.
Yeah, so we're going to be down there, right?
Any ideas here? Spitball?
Yeah, I mean,
public
look,
spitball?
it's I don't want to show all of our cards, but I don't think it's that much of a secret. We're going to go down there and just make some noise. We're going to go down there. We're going to do some street interviews. We're going to go down there, get this thing is a powerful tool, the thing they're calling the cell phone these days that has a camera on it. So if we can go in and you can even just get someone like this, how are you? Give me a game plan. There's just, we're so experienced in the content game. It's not overly complicated for us. We just got to make sure we're not hungover.
Me and
you got to make sure
me and you should go to one of the Canada games, film some content, bro. That'd be sick.
Oh boy.
Not allowed to. You have to have broadcasting rights.
What, in the concourse? What if we do a little review of something in the concourse, shit like that.
Man, I was just fucking around. I don't know.
Fair enough.
You guys go ahead.
We tried to bring the camera and the mic into the Vancouver draft in the NHL.
We got in the first day though. That's the crazy part.
With the camera?
And we sat lower. Yes, we sat lower bowl and didn't move.
Yes,
we were sitting with the draft picks.
You're right, because we could zoom up on Babcock's face there. I remember that. Yeah.
And then the next day we had to sit in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
With no camera.
You didn't have the zoom.
We had the shitty cameras too, so it was you could zoom, you could barely zoom in on your hand.
Yeah.
But we were about to leave, remember, and one of the, who was it? Someone got drafted. Steinberg. We were like, whoa. Nosebleeds too, pretty sure I actually got one.
We're up there.
Yeah. wild. It's way bigger in an NHL rink than like the nosebleeds at the Scotiabank Center or Metro Center.
Yeah, you're walking up 20 rows.
Yeah. I've been in the Tampa nosebleeds before they were big back in like 2007 when Crosby first got drafted. We went to his game there. I'll never forget that, man.
Did he fly you guys
nosebleeds.
Up?
What?
Did he fly you guys up?
Yeah. Friend of the show.
Who?
Sid.
Oh, yeah, Sid. What up, Sid? 87's popping up everywhere, by the way.
Look at that.
I'm not going to get into that right now, but something in the
Agreed.
universe, something in the universe is out there. Like you're pumping gas, $87 on the dot. You're charging your phone, it's 87% charge. Just like there's things, anyways, 87.
Great number.
How about the attendance in Moncton? If that's what we have to look forward to when it comes to Halifax for the pre-tournament, you're juiced. Actually, you know what? The tournament isn't juiced. The bars around the rink are juiced. They're pumped. They're excited.
All those businesses, it's a huge economy as the World Juniors hosting it.
You are sitting here as a bar and you're going, give me the money. You're just sitting here. You're waiting for it. Yeah. And after seeing all the video in Moncton and the photos of the pre-tournament, they're playing the U Sports.
Oh, they're not playing in the one that we streamed in, the Uni Center or whatever, right?
Uniplex.
The Uniplex.
No,
they're in like that new nice.
It already happened. The games are already done.
No, they're not.
In Moncton, yes.
No, they're not.
Against
I got
the
tickets
AUS,
to them.
But
I'm talking about the pre-tournament that already happened.
The AUS ones.
Yeah, like there's photos and videos of it, and it's up, and it was juiced in like the middle of the afternoon on a Monday.
Can I jump in on that note?
Yeah.
Because we talked about this already and the missed opportunity to, showcase it. Based on the crowds, is that not enough sign that people are interested in that? Like, I know it's the World Juniors pre-tournament, but there's people there that are watching their AUS players. Like, if the crowds are huge, then what makes you think that people wouldn't want to watch it on TV? That's my point. Is like, based on that, it definitely should be broadcast.
It's probably more just sending a crew down and all that. Like, that's what I'd have to assume, because like you compare it to the Blue Jays in spring training when everyone's clamoring to watch baseball, and they have 3 Sportsnet broadcasts for the entire month of March. True. Like, they just don't do it. Like, it's just, there's something weird about it. They either don't want to send the crew.
Yeah, maybe it's less cost effective for 2 games.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're sending the guys down an extra 2 week and a half early, that's like, that can add up. And then you're paying them. So it's like, it makes more sense, I guess, to just do the regular games. Are they doing the preseason?
I'm pretty sure.
Canada's playing like Slovakia and Switzerland, I believe, in Moncton.
Yeah. Those will be
so
on.
they'll probably do those games, but it's just the university games you're talking about that they.
Yeah. But here's the thing: what a perfect opportunity to reach out to, and I'm not just saying this because we do it, but to reach out to a small company or reach out to, AUS TV or any school at all that has a media company and just say, hey, we got some interest from this. We don't find it feasible to send our full production crew down there, but give us something.
That's not how Big Corp thinks, but I agree.
Right, but it's just why not just go in? Okay, so we're going to Moncton. Okay, let's Moncton Media, do whatever. Hire somebody to do it. It's going to be pennies compared to what you would spend to set it up yourself.
Remember when the women's World Championship was going to come here and Team Latvia was going to hire us just to stream their games out in Toronto?
Right.
Yeah. And they were like, okay, great, everything's set up. Like we agreed on a price and everything. And they go, we just have to make sure it's okay with the broadcasting rights. Who was TSN? And they're like, no, sorry. Just couldn't help the little guy out. But hey, that's the way she goes. That's how Big Corp works.
And I don't really get upset too much over that kind of stuff. We kind of learned our lesson at the MEP Cup that year. But I don't know. I guess the point being is and here's Nova Scotia and Atlantic Canada, period, is a hockey hub, man. People love hockey here.
Yeah.
They love sports, but they really love hockey. So you would have got tons of viewers from that.
Tons,
man. Yeah. U11B gets tons of viewers. So
we know better than anyone, man.
But everyone, and then the other thing is oh my God, AUS is up. I'm like, dude, these AUS guys, some of these guys have already went through this whole junior system.
Yeah.
And now they played pro, and now they're getting an education. These are men still playing against teenagers.
All of them could go play pro hockey in Europe if they wanted. All of them could play in the East Coast. I know that for a fact.
Pretty much, yeah. Agreed.
They just want to, they got their money from junior hockey, or they got their education paid for from junior hockey. They just want to get it out of the way. Why wouldn't you?
You see a lot more that's more of the style these days. When we were growing up, it was no one ever talked about trying to get a scholarship. It was just I try to play for the Mooseheads or whatever. But now it's just
Did you ever have any looks at university interest, anything like
that?
Yeah,
Quinn, or I'll let you tell them.
Yeah, I was I don't see. That's the thing. I found the letter. It wasn't
it's a touchy subject.
An official come sign here. It was you want to take a look, and they were a new school. I think it was I'm almost positive it was Quinnipiac or whatever. They
Oh,
ended up
yeah,
being
yeah.
national champs.
Peter
but
played for him.
I just remember being pissed off after losing to Cole Harbour in in a shootout or something like that, and I was so mad. And then the coach pulled me and Kinger out, and I was like, oh.
Dylan King.
Yeah, I'm like, what did I do? Like, gee, I played my heart out, and it was just some guy from a school, and like, I didn't know what any of that was. I couldn't just go look it up and do a virtual tour.
The NCAA wasn't in anyone's radar. It was,
I'll have to
but not as
find the
much as it
letter
is
again
now.
because I really do want to know, but usually my memory's good for like recognizing logos and stuff like that. And I remember the guy saying they were a new program in
Connecticut. I think that's where Quinnipiac is.
I'm not sure.
What about AUS schools though? Nothing
No,
like
man.
That?
No, I wasn't.
That's after junior hockey.
Yeah.
To play AUS around here, you have to be most likely a major junior player.
Yeah, true.
Or a stud junior A player.
graduate.
Yeah, you got to be like a stud junior A.
Like 100-point season type.
But you can go to like Ontario and play, but then Ontario like money. Yeah, it's just
there's just so much more, right? There's different divisions. But no, AUS, no, I never got. I got a couple calls from Q teams back in the day. Nothing ever came of it. Played junior A, was a bench warmer. Had a sick year junior B, and now I talk about hockey for a living. It
all worked
a
out.
great path. I'm not mad about it one bit.
Life's good.
I have a million stories. Sit around the campfire and tell horror stories of the grandchildren. Back in my day, we didn't even have visors.
Back in, we did a podcast in the studio. It was freezing. We didn't even have heat.
But yeah, no. Yeah. Did you ever get called for AUS after your 6 minutes with the Mooseheads or whatever?
It was 8 minutes, but no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't have like the grades for it. I didn't pursue. And once I found out NSCC had a team and they paid for like hotels and bus trips, I was like, that's good enough.
I played NSCC too. It was sick.
So when we were there, when we were at NSCC today, my banner is still hanging. And back then I didn't have an autograph, so I just put Justin Belanger, big bold letters.
20 years old. Curse
dude, we had, like Brad Cuzner was on the team. I'm pretty sure Chad Black, like just the boys were just all. It was just a great group of guys, and we'd go around play like
mockers.
New Brunswick Community College. So yeah, I guess I did play kind of college hockey.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
that's so funny. Because I always joke
hockey.
when people ask me like, oh, when like someone would normally ask me, I'm like, yeah. Or if I was at the time I was at NSCC, people are like, oh, what are you taking? I'm like, oh, I'm in the media program. I'm on a hockey scholarship. Like, and they're like, hockey scholarship? I'm like, oh yeah, Division II, NSCC. I'm like, yeah, it's real. Like we played, it was just like a glorified beer league. Basically, you played one tournament against all the NSCCs.
You manage a baseball team, like minor league.
Fantasy.
Pass the catcher up.
You know who was the coach of the team was
Jack
Gillis. Yeah,
Gillis. Oh no way.
He asked me I remember that day. He was like, I come in the room, and it was just him and I forget the other guy's name now. Anyways, and I sat down, and this was when we were still relatively new.
Like they're making cuts.
I was the only guy in there at this point. Okay. And he's like, so you're one of the guys that does like the spit and chicklets thing. That's what they said to me.
I hate that.
At that point, though, I was so early in the process that I was like, nice, because I was like, the word was just starting to get out, like, and only specific people knew.
Sports. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, like it didn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't now because I actually love those guys. But
I'm rattled.
I love you guys too, but it's just something about being able.
Why were you in the room? What's the story?
Oh, that was the dressing room. It was like the first practice before you pick the team, and it was like kind of tryouts.
That practice is always packed because everyone shows up, and you get like 2 shifts. I remember that the first tryout of an NSCC team, you get 2 shifts because like literally 50 guys show up.
Yeah,
it wasn't that crazy because I went to school way later. Like when you were going, there was all of our guys had just finished playing midget with you.
Yeah,
so there was that big crop of guys that were going to trade school or whatever the case. But I went at 24. So it was well past. There was barely anybody. Like, I was the oldest guy on the team and playing the most minutes. But I started out as D, and he was like, "Man, you got to play forward.
Just rush it." I find that level of hockey, play D, but just rush it.
Yeah, but that's because it's just too much. Now I got to get all the way back. If you want me to rush multiple times a game, I'm staying Matt Anthony in the neutral zone. Yeah, screaming for the puck, looking to get that break pass.
Oh yeah, that strikes a chord. The beer league.
Tyler Sagan
with the stick tap. I'm bad for that, man.
I wish
I was better at it, but just the stick tap. You just want that puck
use your
so
words.
bad up the middle. I do use the words. It's a combo.
Any guy that does that, is just like a
I know.
house speed.
I wish I
was
better at
in
that.
beer league.
It's
For
a
me,
habit.
if you're beaver tapping me, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
If I don't, I have to see you, and like just one of these even is,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't
if
know.
you're doing that, I'm
Do you
like,
want
nah.
do you want that puck in the offensive zone? Hand it on up.
Not anymore, I don't.
Yeah.
Get whacked too much.
Dude, Theo told me today that his junior C team had 27 people on it.
Yeah, healthy scratches.
No, just guys can't show up. It's junior C. The commitment isn't like
I know.
show
but
up or don't
that's just
play.
like, I get how many is on a regular team? 22?
Well, like on a junior 18, there'd be 24, and you'd
You
have some
dress
cards.
18, don't you?
Something like that, yeah.
Mm.
It's like 20. No, it's like 20 guys on a roster. But you have like your AP guys, and you have
Yeah.
like, and it's weird too because like in junior C you can only have so many 20 cards, and so you have to move guys up, and it's just like
Yeah.
there's a business side to everything. It's so annoying because I got put on a junior C card.
Junior C.
Oxford Jim was like, I need you to go down and play a couple games in junior C, and I was like, all right, like whatever. Where? Oxford.
Oh, the blueberry.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half away. You think I'm going there Tuesday night in a blizzard? I don't think so.
Remember when we stopped there on the way to Moncton?
Yeah.
We
Pee
stopped there.
break because you had to pee, guaranteed.
Yeah.
We were picking up
trying
a
to get
coffee.
a Tim's sponsorship.
Yeah.
How much time are we at right now? You know what we got to do? We got to fucking. I hate asking
50
that
minutes.
question every podcast.
We
got to get. I want to put like a clock here, like a digital red that starts from 0
They're
and it has.
expensive, but they're nice.
Are
Like
they
a-
expensive?
Yeah.
like a time
A
to
time.
going on the ice.
They've got them in
Exactly.
all the production
So I just
studios.
know, like as soon as you click start, you just click start to the clock, and I just know
Mm.
because I'm here. I'm like, how long have you been talking?
You don't
for?
want to be clock watching.
Yeah,
though.
but then exactly. Then you'll be clock watching.
Yeah, but I hate sitting here not knowing how much time is go.
You know what you do? You get a
don't know.
watch sponsor, and then every now and then you can go.
Yeah.
I guess I could just.
There's
go
a
like this.
Rolex in Moncton. We can go reach out to them.
They already reached out to me.
Oh. Turned them down. So
Yeah.
wasn't lucrative
They wanted to
enough.
put my face on the watches. Anyways, how much time were we at?
50 minutes.
Well, that's
50,
pretty
all right.
good.
Wrap it up. Got to
Wrap
do
it
the
up.
intro, music, and all that stuff. All right, everyone listening, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we are nowhere without our listeners. We love each and every one of you. World Juniors are around the corner. Christmas is here. Ovechkin hit 800. Jeff has a new car. Dudes has a new car. I got a new phone. That's it. We're out. Peace.
Yep.
We're behind you, kidney.